Well, I have to say that Skoda are coming up with surprises all the time nowadays. And I'll start with the interior of this car. The interior of this car is as good as any BMW that's on the market now, or in the last 20 years to be quite precise. It's solid, it's well built. Okay, it may be plastic, but I tell you what, it's just as good as any other car, including Mercedes, because they also have the same type of plastic on some of their cars. It's laid out like a luxury vehicle. It's impressive, it's stylish, and to think this is a Skoda, well, what more can you say? The reality of the situation is we know it's not the old school Skoda, but it's obviously a different company with a different name. But the badge is there, we take it as a Skoda. The dials are great, nice and clear, maybe a little bit, no, I was going to say maybe a little bit complicated, but they're not, they're very straightforward. It's just like an old Timex watch. This is the diesel model. This car feels like a big car. It feels secure, it feels sturdy. The vision out the rear view mirror is rather small. There's not a very big window there at all, but it's enough to see what's going on. And I have to say, it actually reminds me of an old black and white movie when they have the people in the car and they have the scene going on the back. It looks quite surreal. Now with this car, the side mirrors are nice and high. Now this is a point I always bring up in cars, because in most cars they're too low. These are right up high, and that's great, because all it means is to look in them, you just got to look left or look right. You don't have to rearrange your head or move your head up and down or anything. Now this car pulls quite nicely, but it feels a bit rough. It feels like an old school diesel. There's not a smooth transition on the manual gearbox. It's quite ugly actually, and it doesn't feel that it's manufactured particularly well. It feels a little bit cheap on that sense. But the actual ride itself is very pleasurable, nice and smooth. Suspension, well, you know, it's not too bad at all. I've been in cars that swing around a lot more when you give the car a bit of a shake. Do the shake to give an idea what it'd be like if you had to swerve in an emergency. I feel quite confident in this car to sort of yank on the brakes or have to swing over to the other side of the lane to avoid a pedestrian or another vehicle or what have you. The noise from the vehicle is really, it's quite low, you know, there's not a lot going on here. But I think Skoda now have come up with cars which everybody could use. Maybe there's still a little bit of a stigma hanging around, but these are good cars. And you know, I've got a leather steering wheel, got a great looking dash. The car may be a bit bland and boring looking, but there's worse looking cars. This car feels like it that you could last a good 10-15 years no problem with daily use and high mileage. Now let's see what the brakes are all about. Well, they don't seem too bad, but I must admit I felt a bit disconnected from them. This Skoda is a bloody good car. If you're thinking about buying one, take it for a test drive. I think you will be very pleasantly surprised. There's a lot of good attributes about this car. There's no idiosyncrasies from the Skodas from the past. Even the seats are all well made, put together, look nice leather seats, all electric. Quite impressive. Alright, it's not a bird puller this car, but it's certainly a very good car. And I think you'd be hard pressed to get disappointed with this vehicle.